Iran has been in the news for all sort of wrong reasons, like wars, economic sanctions, U.S. impositions of sanctions, worldwide sanctions, its nuclear programs. But hardly do we see that Iran being celebrated as a multifaceted cultural giant, being celebrated for its cinema. Today we're going to talk about a movie which won Iran its first Oscar. The movie name is Separation, Nader and Simin. So this movie talks about a household, a middle class family who is living in Iran. A couple named as Nader and Simin. So the movie starts there, and the couple is sitting behind. The couple is sitting just in front of a judge, and the judge is deciding, giving a verdict because Simin wants to leave Iran because she wants to give her daughter a better future. But Nader, on the other hand, he wants to stay back in Iran, and he has to take care of his father. So this film revolves around the issues of a middle class couple, Nader and Simin. So Simin has been trying for the past couple of months to get the visas done, and so that they can leave Iran and go outside to have a better life for her child. Her name is Termeh. But Nader, on the other hand, he wants to stay back because he has to take care of his father, who is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. So this film, named as Separation, is directed by Asghar Farhadi, and this movie is so much important because how it connects the religious connotation, the economic disparity, and the dilemmas which are being faced by a young couple who are living in Iran, and they wanted to move out of the country so that they can give her daughter a better life. But Nader, the husband of Simin, he refused to leave the country because he has to look after his father, who is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. So as the movie moves forward, Simin and Nader, they both separate, and Simin starts to live separately, and the daughter, she went with her father Nader. So as Nader and Simin, they started to live separately. So Nader needs somebody who can look after his father, who is suffering from Alzheimer's disease. So for that reason, he hires a poor woman known as Razia from a poor suburban of Iran. So Razia, what she did, she's began to bring her daughter secretly to help her in her duties. But over time, Razia became overtly conscious because at many times her task involved touching an old man, and many times the old man was quite naked. So all these kind of confusions and religious dilemma began to creep up in her mind. So oftentimes she brings her daughter, who secretly now begins to help her in her duties. So one day, Razia, when she was busy in doing her household work, as she was washing the clothes of the old man, Nader's father, the old man, he sneaks out of the flat without letting Razia even know about it. So when Razia saw him walking on a very busy street full of traffic and crowd, she was so much worried, and she just runs out to get him back to the apartment. But in doing so, she was hit by the car and suffered severe injury and abdominal pain. But she didn't told it to Nader. So the next day, Razia, she has to go to get a medical checkup. She has to go to the doctor to get a medical checkup. So in doing so, she ties the old man to the bed and leaves the apartment. In the meanwhile, when Nader sees his father being kept in such a condition, he got so much furious and angry at Razia that he pushes her out of her flat, and she falls down on the stairs. But Nader didn't knew that she was pregnant, and and because of that, Razia suffered a miscarriage. So as Razia's husband, after he came to know about the mistreatment caused by that family on her wife, he files a criminal court case against Nader. So in the court, Razia confesses that Nader knew that she was pregnant, but Nader at that point tells the judge that he had no idea that she was pregnant or not. So as the story unfolds later on, Razia was asked in the very last moments of the court that she has to confess on Quran and say that this is the man who is responsible for the miscarriage she suffered. But at that precise moment, something came back to her mind. At that moment she realized that maybe that miscarriage could have been she got the miscarriage maybe because of the hit she got from the car while she was trying to get Nadi's father back to the apartment. So at that moment, like she was very much confused, and Razia's husband, he was just mad at himself. He started to beat him up because all the case because all during the time he was very much in a belief that Nader was the main cause for it. But in the end, as she refused to take an oath on Quran, the case was completely dropped because now nobody can say it properly that whether she was miscarriage happened due to Nader pushing her out of the flat or due to of her being hit by the car. So the movie is had been shown and told in such a narrative, like it exposes like it not only exposes it, it shows how the economic disparities, religious nature of a woman, and all these things, when all these things intersect, how difficult it gets for a woman to actually get her life going on. So Farhadi has done a great job, and especially the cinematography of the movie is just excellent because you will just feel that you are moving with the movie. Like every part, it feels like you are just witnessing it in real time. So that was a great aspect of this movie, a separation which got many awards. Which it became the first movie to get the Oscars in 2011. Also, it gets the best award for cinematography as well. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more. Thanks.